and these apps are my go-to. I would recommend to you, and you. I love these apps so much.
She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her. There must be something about a feature.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Kelsey, and I'm back at it again with another video for you guys. So for today's video, as you guys can already tell from the title down below, I'm going to be doing a what's on my iPhone 12 Pro Max video for you guys, and this is going to be the updated version that has the widgets and the cool cover photos for your apps. I'm so proud of how it turned out, and I'm just really excited to share that with you guys today. So with that being said, if you are interested in seeing what's on my iPhone 12 Pro Max, please continue watching. If you do like this video, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel down below and click that little bell button so you're notified every time I post a video. And without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright guys, so here is my iPhone. So the first thing I want to start off with before going into the video is to talk about my case. So this here is my case from Wildflower. I am obsessed with how it looks. So the color of the phone that I got, if you haven't watched my unboxing, is in the blue color. I just think this color is absolutely stunning, and I just feel like it matches the phone and my aesthetic perfectly. And also, one thing that I want to mention to you guys is that I actually got this off of Amazon. There's a ton of different cases on there as well from Wildflower, so I'll leave a link down below if you guys want to check it out for yourself. So anyways, that's the case. That's my little tangent on the case. Now let's get into the good stuff, which is what's on my phone. Okay, so the first thing that you see on my lock screen is a quote that says, "No excuses, only action." I'm a very visual person, so I like to have different quotes and pictures that are reminding me of why I'm doing what I'm doing, reminding me of my goals and my dreams. So I have this quote as my lock screen because it's just a great way to look back and say, hey, like if I'm making a bunch of excuses as to why I don't want to get up and film a YouTube video, or why I don't want to film a TikTok, or why I don't want to post on Instagram, that's just going to push me further and further away from achieving the goals that I'm achieving. So instead of making excuses, I want to have actions towards doing what I need to do in order to get where I need to get to. So now when I swipe up and go into my actual phone, here is the first page. I am obsessed with this aesthetic. I'm really into nudes and beiges and browns, so I really wanted to incorporate that onto my home screen. All the pictures, cover photos, and wallpapers and quotes that you guys see are all from Pinterest. On the very top of my home screen, I have the calendar. So I did it in like this nude cream type color. I just thought it was really pretty, and it was a great contrast to the brown in the background. Sticking to the widgets, the next widget that I have is a photo of the Eiffel Tower, and I have that on there because for my birthday in September, I was supposed to go to Paris, but it didn't happen because of COVID and the pandemic, which is so sad to me because I really wanted to go. So I just have that on there as a reminder that I'm doing everything I need to do in order to be able to travel to the places I want to travel. So Paris is one of the top places that I really want to go to. And then the last widget that I have on here is a quote. So this quote says, "Grateful for small things, big things, and everything in between." The reason why I love this quote so much is because I always preach that you need to celebrate your small wins along with your big wins. Why? Because your small wins are going to be your driving force to push you to keep working hard to get to that big win that you're trying to achieve. I love this quote so much, so I keep it right here on the front of the page so that if I'm feeling some type of way, if I'm stressing a little bit, I just look at it and then I'm like, boom, Kelsey, appreciate every single moment of this experience because it's just gonna keep pushing you. Now, everything else on this first page is all based on social media apps except for one. So the first app that I have on here is TikTok. I love TikTok. Your girl is always on TikTok. I have two separate accounts. So one of them I'm growing as more as a fashion / motivational page, and then my main account is my Caribbean account, and that has 147,000 followers, so we're almost at 150,000. And I post videos mainly related to my Caribbean culture, my Caribbean background. So my next app is Snapchat. I don't really use Snapchat that much. I go on it sometimes, but I'm not a huge fan of Snapchat. My next app is Facebook. People think Facebook is dying. Facebook is actually so important, especially when you want to run ads and stuff like that. I also use it to sell stuff that I don't want anymore, so old clothing, old shoes. Facebook Marketplace is amazing. My next app is Pinterest. Guys, I love Pinterest. A lot of people sleep on Pinterest, but there's so many good things from Pinterest. You can get inspired in so many different ways. Next up is Instagram. Instagram is my app. I'm trying to grow my followers to 10K by the end of the year. I feel like I can do it by summer. Fingers crossed. So if you guys want to go follow me on Instagram, definitely go do that. I post a lot of like fashion related content, but I also have content related to business and like motivation. So I feel like it all ties in together, and I am really proud of how far my Instagram has come. I feel like it just looks so much better. I'm really getting into my aesthetic, and I'm just super proud of how well I've become at editing and just perfecting my work. The next one is my Facebook Messenger. That is how I communicate with people who want to buy my items. Next up, I have my settings. Settings I keep on the first page because I feel like I always am going into my settings for something. It would be the most random thing, but I'm always in my settings, so I just keep it on my first page. And then the last thing that I have on my main page here is my YouTube. YouTube is obviously a part of my life, so I keep my YouTube on this page. So that's pretty much everything on my first page. Let's move on to my second page, still keeping this brown nude aesthetic. Let's start off with my widgets again and then move into my actual apps. So the first widget is just a silhouette sketch drawing that I have. I just like how it looks personally, so that's why I have it on there. It doesn't have any like meaning for something I'm trying to achieve or anything like that. I just think it's very pretty. My second big widget is another quote slash reminder. So it says, where focus goes, energy flows, keep positive, find gratitude and joy, spread love and kindness, create a life of love. I absolutely love this quote slash reminder because sometimes we need to remember that you need to be positive, you need to be kind, because you don't know what other people are going through. So people that just walk around mean and rude all the time, you could be mean and rude to the wrong person, and that can affect them in such a negative way. So always lead with love, always lead with kindness. So for my last widget, this here is just a picture of fashion. So there's like fashion clothing, sunglasses, some makeup, like anything related to like fashion and beauty. I put this widget here because it's a part of my vision board. I really want to start doing a lot more brand collabs and brand deals, but some of my dream companies to do collabs with are Fashion Nova, Pretty Little Thing, Opali, Fenty. I put this here as a reminder that I'm working really hard to build my platforms. Alright, so now for my apps. So all of my apps on this page are mainly just like my important apps that are not related to social media. So I have my photos, I have my camera, I also have my text messages and my mail. And then in these two little bottom ones in the corner here, I have all of my banking information. And then the last one for bookmarks, I just have my FaceTime, my WhatsApp, my maps, and then my contact list. Alright, so moving on to my third and final page. So this page is a little bit messy. And it's only because like some of the apps that I have on this page I never put into my app library, and then some of it is stuff that I don't want to put in my app library, but I still want it to be on my page. So for my widgets for this page, again, I have that quote like the same one on my first page because I just think it's so powerful and I love it. I also have another widget that says the day, the month, and the year so that your girl is reminded of what day it is. Alright, so moving on to my apps on this page. So the first one is my editing apps, and these apps are my go-to. I would recommend to you, and you. I love these apps so much. So the first one is Color Tone. This app is great for adding really pretty filters onto your photo. So for example, with this photo here, I don't have a filter on it. I did initially edit it in Lightroom first, and then airdrop it. And now I'm just going to add a filter onto it. There's a ton of different filters that you can choose from. These ones specifically that I'm using, I did buy them, like I bought the package for them, but there are some other ones that you can see that are locked that I never bought packages for because I didn't want all of them. And then on the bottom you can also play around with the contrast, exposure, colors, and all that stuff. You can grain the photo if you'd like, or you can not. You can add some dust on it if you'd like, all that extra stuff. What's also really cool about this app as well is that if you create a filter that you're absolutely obsessed with, you can save it in this little folder here, which is called My Filters. I have a ton of them saved. So you can save it and use it as a preset to add on to future photos. Okay, so the next app that I really like is Retouch. This app I mainly use to get rid of anything that I don't want in my photo. So for example, with this photo here, I really love it, but on the bottom you can see my shoe, and I don't want that. So I basically just use the Retouch app. I go in and I take the brush, I run it over, and then I just make it disappear. Do the same thing with the other side. Run it over and then make it disappear, and there you go. The photo has it without the shoe in the bottom, which I think is just really nice and convenient. The next app that I have is Snapseed. This app is really, really nice to adjust the perspective of the photo. So if you want to like change it around and make it like whatever. You also need to be mindful that when you change it around, sometimes it leaves like weird markings and it looks really distorted, so you don't want to do that with your photo, so just keep that in mind. This is also really nice to use if you're on a completely blank wall, so like the one behind me. If you have nothing behind you, you can expand the photo and it looks really cool and adds more like space in between you and the photo. Obviously I can't do it with this photo here because there's a TV, there's a desk, there's too much going on, but if you're standing on a blank wall, it's really nice to expand the photo to make it longer. Next up is Fonto. A lot of people use Fonto to edit their thumbnails. I personally use Canva to edit my thumbnails. I just like how it looks, and also I have Canva Pro so I can add a ton of cool things onto it. Next up is Facetune. This app is really good for blurring out some of your skin, or if you have like a pimple you want to get rid of it, like, or smooth out your skin or whiten your teeth. This app is really good for that. Next app I love and would highly recommend is an app called Preview. This app is amazing for planning your Instagram feed. The last app that I use is Unfold. So this is a great app for Instagram stories. If you want to make super cool, creative Instagram stories, I would recommend getting this app. Okay, so that's mainly all of my editing apps. I do use Lightroom and Canva as well, but I use those on my computer, so I don't have the apps for them on my phone. Moving on, important stuff, I just have my contacts, email, WhatsApp, text messages, calendar, calculator, all that stuff. But again, as you guys saw earlier, I do have some of these stuff on my main page. I think it was my second page with cute photos on them. So these things I could move into my Apple library, I just haven't done it yet. The next thing I have is gaming. So I have my OLG app, so when I buy lottery tickets I can scan to see if I win without having to go to the store. Then I have a solitaire card game. That's the only card game I really play. I do have Netflix on here. That's mainly for when I'm traveling and I download movies. And then I have my Starbucks. Shortcuts, this is also a really, really good app. This is the app that you're going to need when you're trying to add those cute little photo icons onto your apps. I was actually planning on doing a whole video on that, so if you're interested, make sure you subscribe and click the bell so you're notified when that video goes up. The next apps are my YouTube. I did have on the first page my actual YouTube app, but on this page here I also include my YouTube Studios and TubeBuddy. And then for the last section in here, I have in photography, I have my Canon Connect or Camera Connect. So basically what that is an app where I can connect my phone to my camera so that when I'm taking photos I can see it on my phone and see how I look and adjust the lighting, adjust the settings, so I can do all of that from my phone. This app is clutch and I highly recommend it. I think there's other apps for different camera bodies, so like if you have a Nikon or a Sony, pretty sure there's an app for that. You just have to look it up, but it comes so clutch when you're taking photos. Alright guys, so that is it for everything on my iPhone Pro Max 2021 edition. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any apps that you would recommend me to download, let me know in the comments down below because I'm always looking for some cool different apps. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did like it, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel down below and click that little bell button so you're notified every time I post a video. All the links to my social medias are listed down below, so definitely check me out on there. I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye!
She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her. There must be something about